The following video provides directions for using the Vernier Go Direct SpectraViz Plus spectrophotometer and fluorometer, which we will now affectionately refer to as the GenChem Spec. All right, you open the Spec by going to the Logger Pro application that's on the desktop of the computer. So I'm opening it from a folder because I'm using my own laptop for this demo. Okay. If you're successfully plugged the Spec into the computer, you're going to see a screen, and the screen is going to have absorbance on the y-axis, and it's going to have wavelength on the x-axis, and we are ready to turn on the Spec. We turn on the Spec by hitting the Start Collection button. So the spectrophotometer needs to do two things to get started. One, it needs to turn on its lamp and warm it up, and that's because the lamp output needs to be constant over time. If the lamp has already been warmed up prior to you arriving in lab, you can hit the Skip Warm Up button. The second thing the Spec needs is it needs to know the absorbance of a blank solution. So notice it says place a blank cuvette in the device. So take the cuvette filled with distilled water and place it in the device, place it in the Spec, and hit Finish Calibration. And hit OK. You will now notice that there is a line, a red line running along the bottom. It's hard to see because the absorbance is very low, so hit the A or auto scale button, and now we see a whole bunch of wiggly squiggly lines with the absorbance ranging from about 0 to 0.04 to negative 0.04. This is a very, very low absorbance, and so the reason you're seeing all these squiggly lines is this is noise inherent in the optical measurement. So now, take your cuvette out of the spectrophotometer and put in a sample. So I'll put in a sample of my dye solution. And things disappear because I've got auto scale again. So I hit auto scale, and that is the absorbance spectrum of the DPD Worcester complex. Notice you've got two peaks, one around 500 nanometers, 520, one at around 550, and this dip in between the two peaks. If I want to know the numerical value for the absorbance, I come up to the Examine button, I click on Examine, and I come down onto the graph, and you can see that the valley is at 533.5 nanometers, and has an absorbance of 0.188. In this lab, you're going to make two measurements, one at 533.5 and one at 700. And you can simply move this cursor back and forth and make those measurements. So you would record the 700, which is what we're going to call the blank absorbance. And so you'll record that in your notebook, and that's 0.026, and then you come over to 533, there it is, and that's 0.190. You've now made your measurement. You can take your cuvette out. I'll put in another one. Here's a chlorine sample taken from the tap. Okay, this one's pretty concentrated. It's off scale, so I can go and hit on that A button, and there we go. This one has an absorbance of 0.244 at 533, 532.7. That's good enough. And then we'll go out to 700 and record that absorbance 0.049. So that's it. That's how you make absorbance measurements using the Vernier Go Direct SpectraViz Plus. Have a nice day.